Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are continuing our journey into the ash waste, and we're going to be doing it with a scratch built vehicle for our gangers to run around or run over other gangers in the ash waste. Now this little guy, I don't know how well you can see, was quite easy to make, though a little bit time consuming. I'm gonna be honest about that, because it is the first time that I'm building one of these, so I had to figure things out as I went along. But yeah, fun to make, and I will be making more in the future. And the fun thing is, you can place your models inside, one in the back, see? And they can continue their journey through the ash waste. So if you want to see how I built this guy, and you want to build a couple of them yourself, I would say follow me to the crafting table, and let's do this! Come on! Alright my friends, so we're gonna begin with these furniture gliders that I've picked up for a very dirt cheap price. Don't know even, I've had them for a long time. So first I'm gonna remove the screws from them, and they look perfectly for this scale of wheels. I also take a thick bamboo skewer and fit it with a paper drinking straw. Now mark out 5 centimeters 2 times and cut these 2 pieces out of with some clippers. Mark that on the bamboo skewer, so 2 times 5 centimeters. Clip the pointy edge off, but don't throw it away, keep it. Now we're gonna cut this and we're gonna fit it with the holes of the furniture glider, and it fits nicely. Now on the paper drinking straw, I'm gonna mark out 3.5 centimeters, not 4 as I mark out here, and then cut 2 pieces. I first took 4 centimeters, but it ended up being a little bit too long. So we're gonna hot glue one wheel to the bamboo skewer, only on one side, and do this for both parts, as you see here. Now dry fit again with the drinking straw, like this. And this will make the wheels turn. Now put hot glue into the furniture glider hole and carefully press the end of the barbecue skewer inside of it, as you will see me do here. Now be careful that the hot glue does not overlap with the drinking straw, and your wheels are done. Now cut a piece of cardboard or foam board that is 7 centimeters long by 4 centimeters wide, and mark out the halfway point. And from the halfway point, I'm gonna mark out 1.5 centimeters to both the left and the right side, like this. And then from the top, I'm gonna draw a line from the edge to the 1/2 centimeter that we just marked out, and gonna cut these pieces away to create this triangle shape. Now we're gonna hot glue the paper drinking straw on the part of the floor of the Dune buggy, like this. I'm going to build the frame of the Dune buggy. Now this will be a little bit maybe a little bit complicated, but we're gonna mark out 2 centimeters on the skewer, like this. And I'm testing out to see how I'm gonna hold it. Now we're gonna snip this, but not cut through it. We're just gonna snip it a little bit. Don't cut through it, guys, just snip it. And then we can bend it almost to the point of breaking. And here, as I said, I've never built this before, so I'm dry fitting how I'm gonna approach this. Now duplicate this with another skewer. I have a bag with more of 100 than these skewers, so they always come in handy. Now we're gonna mark out 10 centimeters on the snapped skewer and then clip it. Do the same for the second one. This time you can simply cut through it like this. Duplicate it. Now use some masking tape to keep the broken edge from breaking, but roll it up very gently, very cautiously, and as thin as you can, as you see me do here. Hot glue these 2 pieces with the tip facing upwards, like so. You notice probably the circle, I drew that in because I was experimenting. Now take another 2 skewers and mark 3 centimeters and snip it. Then mark out another 3 centimeters on the other part and then clip that off. So you have two pieces that are 3 centimeters long, and also tape that up together. Now hot glue these on the tip with the top pointing upwards. Hold it into position till the glue is cured, and do this for both parts of the buggy. And also when that is done, tape it up as you can see me do here. And again for the other side as well. Tape it together. It's very important to use the tape. Now I glue a support piece across the two bars, and I'll clip off the excess later. Now I take two end pieces of the skewers and mark out 6 centimeters, then break it. As you see here. Do not break at the pointy edge, break at the 2 centimeters away from the pointy edge. Now tape it together as well and hot glue on the back of the Dune buggy. Like so. So you get a kind of a lift, and the pointy ends I simply press into the foam board. Now hot glue another support piece at the back, and I'll clip the excess off later. And also start by clearing off some of the wisps of the hot glue. Now clip 2 pieces of skewer again that are 11 centimeters long. And now mark out 1 centimeter on one side of both pieces and snip it. I know I measured 2 centimeters, but it ended up being too big. So I cut 1 centimeter instead. Now we're gonna hot glue this, connecting the framework of the Dune buggy, like so. I hope you're still following my explanation. Just if not, if it's too complicated, just follow what I do on screen, because I know my English isn't perfect at all. As you can see, I've also glued some support beams on the side of above of the front wheels. Now cut 2 more pieces that are 8 centimeters long and snip it at the 4 centimeter mark, and do that with both skewers. First cutting away that I have 8 centimeters, and as you can see at the halfway point I'm snipping this as well. I'm doing that on both skewers. Now we're gonna glue them as you see here, and I will show you in a minute. And clear the wisps. So we're gonna put hot glue here at the bottom of the support beam, and here at the top. And then it's simply a matter of attaching the framework. My hot glue is very hot, so it takes a while. Now on each side I glue another support piece, and as you can see I've already clipped away some of the excess parts. I know it still looks like a hot mess at the moment, but we will get there, don't worry, we'll get there. The wheels do run. Now I cut a piece of mesh and glue that in front of the buggy. Dry fit it and cut to fit before gluing it. This will be my windshield. Now I take 4 coffee cup lids and I will glue these on for rims of the wheels, as you see me do here. Attach them on all 4 wheels. I also glued mesh at the front bottom and at the front bumper. And with thin strips of corrugated paper I created tires on all 4 wheels with simply using hot glue. Just attach them, and once you've reached the overlap, well, just clip it away with some scissors. And do that for all 4 wheels. I also glue 2 strips at the windshield, and now I cut a piece of foam that will represent my engine block, so cut to fit the cavity in the front. Now I cut 2 pieces of mesh and glue in place where the car door would be, so just dry fit them and measure them and cut them to size, like you see me do here. Will be a car cage. Now I have a small piece glued on the engine block, which I replace with a bigger piece later. Also, those 2 strips I'm gluing on now are sides of the windshield. Just clip that with some scissors. Now with 2 paper drinking straws I'm creating 2 exhaust pipes running directly from the engine block, and the 2 end pieces are cut at a 45-degree angle but in opposite directions, if you know what I mean. And I will be attaching that with hot glue as well. like you see me do here. Like this. And do the same on the other side. Attach it with hot glue. I will extend the exhaust pipe later by putting another piece on top of it. But yeah, taking shape quite nicely. Now I've cut a bigger piece of foam and one side is cut at an angle and I glue this on top of the engine block. Clear away the wisps of the hot glue because these things are tiny, so they become messy. Now cut 4 small pieces of drinking straw at a 45-degree angle, no higher than 1 centimeter, and 1 piece straight, no bigger than a half centimeter. Now glue these pieces on the engine block to the side, like so. More exhaust pipes for the engine. And one in the front of the engine, like so. Very cool. Now cut 4 sharp ends of the skewers and cut them at 4 centimeters length, and then hot glue underneath the front bumper grid, like so. Some extra defense for the vehicles, so they can impale some people as they run over them. I also glued 1 extra piece underneath the engine. Now I cut these plastic discs in half to create jagged blades covering the side windshield and the rim caps of the front wheels. Just do that with hot glue. Attaching some hot glue on the side of these discs and gluing them on above the wheels. Very bloody, very messy if other gangers get in contact with this. Now I glue a piece of bended foam to represent the chair for the driver. Now also glue the ledge above the windshield and a bar at the far end of the Dune buggy's bars. Now I first was opting to glue in a figure, a half a miniature, to represent the driver, but I figured once it's painted you're not gonna see it anyway, so I skipped that idea. Now I clipped the coffee lid in half and glued it on top of the end bar, and just glue a piece of weaponry, any type that you have at hand, just glue that on, like so. You can see a model in here. Cool. Now I cut a piece of cardstock to fit underneath the back bars, to give it some kind of trunk barrier. And I'm also building this vehicle for my nomads. So, and as you can see, I've glued on some more spikes. Very cool. Or maybe for my custom ashway or gangs. Now time to prime it all black. Looks very different once it's primed black. Fits the ashways. Now to paint it, I stipple the entire buggy with brown. Basically my go-to Necromunda scheme. Well, the beginning parts anyway. Just paint it all brown. And then dry brush with some silver. And especially the top ends of the jagged blades and the spikes. They could be very shiny. The rim caps, don't forget them. The double exhaust, as you can see it. Like so. Now I'm covering racquard flesh or a beige tan and stipple that all over the bars and the panels, the corrugated panels of the windshield. And then highlight these pieces with a pallet witch flesh or an off-white color. Paint the engine block black and also the tires, as you can see me do here. I'm going over this very fast, but everybody has their own painting scheme. So now for rust, I stipple on brown everywhere and then I cover it with orange. I have a dedicated video to how I paint Necromunda, so you can check that out. Now, to make some blood for the blood god, just mix equal parts of gloss varnish and the contrast paint Blood Angels Red. And that creates the technical paint blood for the blood god. And just stipple that all over where you want the blood residue to be. Especially on top of the spikes. And here is the finished buggy. So I'm pretty happy with this craft. It's the first time that I've built one of these vehicles, so yeah. Once it's painted up, it looks ready to go in the ash wastes to kill some more gangers. or you can even use this in Necromunda if you want to, or one-page rules gang wars, as you know that is my go-to game. So thank you all very much for watching and all the growing support. I really appreciate all of you guys, and I will be having a lot more videos to come in the future as well. And also I'm planning to build a lot of things for the Horus Heresy, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned and stick around, guys. All right, and again, this is me signing off. Bye for now. Bye.